Hey, my babies. If it's your first time, I thank you for showing up. All right. And if you're returning, we've been ganging. Okay. This is story time, though. All right. This is story time. So sit back. You this popped up on you. It's something that's it's something that is significant, or maybe you just came to listen to a story. Okay, because I'm seeing that we all like a little juicy story, right? So, okay. So, I've decided I've always had profound dreams, right? I've always had profound dreams since I was a little girl. And it wasn't until recently that I found out that, my dreams were actually all leading me to something, right? Because, again, I always say the dreams are the subconscious way of trying to like make us or help us remember something that we didn't. Okay, so story time, story time, story time. All right, so look, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is how I knew, right, that something was like big was due to me, and that most of all that I carried royalty energy. Like I carried golden energy. I always knew I was different. I always knew like I had a golden heart. And this is the thing, it wasn't like, oh, I thought I was better than anyone. No, I never. I actually was the one that always like stood up for the little guy. You know, I never thought that I was better than anyone, but I knew that I was different. I just knew I was different, right? So this dream happened. Let me see. This was right before they shut everything down, okay? And I don't even know if I can say that C word without that flagging. I don't even know. I don't even know. So I'm just say before they shut everything down, Uh, and so basically, I had began to get a lot of profound dreams. Okay, first and foremost, I had knew when it was time to pull the kids out, because I knew that they were about to shut the schools down. Like I just knew a lot of shit before it started. Like I knew, and it was crazy because and it was just truly too, because I was watching. So I had noticed, like, for the past like 2-3 weeks straight, like the kids just kept getting sick. They kept getting sick, like, and it wasn't my children, it was like the entire school. Like they kept shutting the school down. And I had told my children's father, like, look, something's going on. Like, hold up, I don't know if they ain't cleaning properly or what, but fuck this, we need to pull the kids out. And I had made an executive decision to pull them out and do homeschool. Like, this was something really big too, because fuck, I think that was, wait a minute, that was not my forte. But anywho, let me get to where I'm trying. This story time though. So yeah, y'all chilling, all right, we chilling, so it's no rush, right? So yeah, so basically I had they we did I put them out, we put them out, and like maybe like a week two later they shut all the schools down. And so I had known then that it was just a lot of stuff going on. Now fast forward to maybe like 6 months into that. So it was a lot of stuff going on. During that time I felt so like, I truly felt so helpless. Like, that time really activated something in me, because I felt so helpless. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't 100% understand what was going on. I mean, I do now, but I didn't then. And I just truly wanted to just help. Like I really wanted to help. So I started sending out, I called them healing bags. And I would put like some herbs in there, crystals, sage. And I just started like sending them out to people. Like I had a few in the car, and I sent out a few to my family. And it was just like, it was something that I felt like I could do. It made me feel purposeful because I was so like, that's another thing. I was trying to combat my fear, because during that time it was a lot of projected fear. And I was also trying to combat my fear because the truth is I did get a little scared. You know, I mean, all the fucking fear around us, you know, that was projected upon us. Yeah, you know, but in order to like combat that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be resourceful. I'm gonna do something that I know I can do, right? So I did that, okay? Now again, fast forward, and we gonna get into this dream here, because this dream was some shit. And this is how I knew that this was my confirmation. That's what I'm gonna put on there too. This was my confirmation that I was royalty energy. Like I carried that energy, and that something really big was due to me. So I maybe 6 months into it, 6 months, you know, like I said, everything was shut down. I had really dove deep into my spiritual healing journey, you know. Amped up on the crystals, you know. They were doing a lot of they were adding all those 5G towers, you know, so I had amped up on my crystals and a lot of spiritual protection. Like, I was really big on spiritual protection during that time. And so one night I had a dream that this is how I knew we were going into spiritual warfare. This is the thing. And I was telling everyone like 2-3 years before this happened, that we were going into spiritual battle. So I don't remember how I got there, but I basically woke up. I basically woke up in this dream, and what I do remember and what I could say is that there were mountains of like made out of like geodes and crystals, and they were so fucking beautiful. When I say they were so beautiful, I'm talking about they were so beautiful. And that was like the main thing I noticed. Like I know that was like, I wasn't used to going in that realm because I was like a little kid at the candy store. Like I was stuck on the mountains. But as I was looking at the mountains, there were so many people like preparing for what looked like a war. It looked like a war, but instead of it being like weapons, it was crystals. And so I kept saying spiritual warfare, spiritual warfare. Like I knew then, well, actually, I said spiritual warfare when I came out the dream, because I had to put like 2 and 2 together, right? But as I was walking, right, so, and that was another thing, I was like walking down this aisle, but I was distracted at the fucking mountains. The mountains were beautiful. It was like amethyst geode mountains, like type shit. It was fucking beautiful. It was beautiful. And I was walking down this aisle, right? And like I said, it was surrounding me were again, like, or off to the side were like people, all different colors, black, white, it didn't matter, Hispanic, it was all different people, like preparing like crystals and stuff. But it was funny because, you know, you like load up and shit. They were like loading up crystals and all types of spiritual stuff. It was funny. So I'm walking down this aisle, and as I get to the end of the aisle, it was this melanated man, and he was handsome. He was very handsome. I want to add that, but he was an older melanated man. And he began to layer me. Like, first and foremost, he put like this crystal crown on me. It was some type of crown on me. It was some type of crown, something on my head. But from there, he began to layer me with different crystals. Like, it was like some type of initiation type of, it was, how do I explain this? It was like I was being selected for something, but it was also like an initiation I felt. And it was so fucking beautiful. And when I came out the dream, you know, because that's the last thing I remember. The last thing I remember, he was just like putting all of these crystals on me. He was putting a crown. He was putting all these crystals and like beautiful shit though. Like it was like I didn't ever seen this. Like you can't go and buy this type of shit from the crystal store. No, it wasn't like that. This was some different shit. And so but like I had to walk down this aisle, like it was like a ceremonial aisle, like you're being selected, you're runner up basically, right? And so I come out the dream, and the first thing I say is, we're going into spiritual warfare. I knew it. Again, this was shit. What year was this? This was when they shut us down. So what was that? 20 these years, I mean shit, they all seem jump. They say time is what do they linear or what however the fuck they word that. Yes, time is weird. But this was around when they shut us down. So what's that, 2021, 2020? But I had predicted this shit like all the way then. Like I knew. I said we're going into spiritual battle. I already knew. And but I couldn't like stop thinking about the man. And like he was, that's another thing, like he was smiling, like he was like, oh, you like I said, it was like he had chose me for something. Like, and as I was thinking about him, I was like channeling, like I was remembering the dream as well, and then channeling. And I heard like I said, I heard spiritual warfare. I know I heard that, but I also heard like ceremony and you were picked for something. Like ceremony and you were picked for something. And I mean, it was just like I said, this was all the way back in 2021, 2020, you know, so this was a while back, right? And ever like since then, all of my gifts began to elevate. So I've always, like I said, I've been gifted since birth. I've always had profound dreams. I've always been able to see things. I've always had these clear abilities. I've always had this. Okay? Mind you, my name translates to gift, okay? So again, it, like I said, nothing happens by accident. Everything is significant, okay? So, well, my birth name, okay? But so, you know, I always, like I said, I always knew that I was different. I always knew this, but after that dream, it just, everything amped up for me as far as my spiritual gifts. Like, and it was truly like I was like preparing for this spiritual warfare. Now, fast forward now, you know, everyone is coming into terms that we are truly in a spiritual warfare. Everyone now is seeing that there is forces, unseen forces, you know, with the time being weird, with everything just being weird, everything seeming not as it should, you know. But I had predicted this like all these many years ago, and everybody and the people that I was telling, like, well, not everyone. I didn't have many people to tell. And that's another thing. I didn't tell a lot of people this, but you know, it was mixed. It was mixed vibes. But come to find out, like, I feel strongly that like that was like a grandfather energy. Like that was my grandfather. Like. And this is the thing, I don't remember much of my grandfather because I didn't meet my grandfather. I met my great grandfather, okay? But my grandfather, I had never met. I never met him before. And so, but when I came out the dream, that's another thing. I was like, damn, he kind of looked like grandpa, and grandpa was my great grandfather, okay? So it was just like, it was all like, it all made sense, but he was giving me like grandfather vibes though, like for real, you know. But he was handsome though. I keep saying he was handsome. He was very handsome, melanated man. And yeah, so like I said, basically that's how, you know, I knew that was like my confirmation there that yeah, you You're definitely meant to do something big on this planet. Big. Like, you're not just here to be, normal or work a normal 9 to 5. That's another thing. Like, from there, like, I had really got criticized because I had went through some real traumatic stuff with the job that I was working with during that time. And from there, I was never able really to go back to a 9 to 5 for a long time. Like, I would put in like a month, and that's all I could do. But the thing is, in return, my spiritual gifts enhanced. I tap more into my spirituality. So, I mean, it all kind of worked out, but I was really criticized for that. Like, oh, you're not gonna go back to work. Or I was really criticized for me like using my spiritual gifts as my profession, basically, or as, my profession. And I didn't give a fuck. I just kept going, like, because I knew that it was for me. Like I said, I always knew that I was different. I've always been a free spirit. But most importantly, I knew that these, after that dream, it was like a confirmation for me, right? That the 9 to 5 ain't for me. That's not for me. And it's a thing. And I'm not, there's no shade to the ones that, because we have to do shit. I had a job since I was 14, even shit before 14. I think I was like 12. So, we do what we gotta do, but I knew that I was like destined to do something better, and that I was also being selected during that time for something, right? So yeah, that's my story time. Y'all jump on in the comments, give me some likes, let me know how y'all feel about that, because my thing is, if this popped up, right, the energy that I'm putting into this story time, if this popped up on you and if you were called to it, not that you were just coming to be nosy, okay, because I got some nosy rosies over here too, not that, but if you were literally just like, if it popped up on you and you were called to it and you sat through it, this is going to activate something in you. Me telling you my dream is going to activate something in you, okay? So, yes, baby, I just wanted to let you know. And I love you if you sat through this with me. And also let me know if you want me to do more story times, because I'm kind of feeling it. So, y'all let me know. All right? Till next time. Mwah.